Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Bo.
And I'm Win.
And chaos is ensuing. So, made pretty little index cards so we could cover what is going to be in this video. Just a little chitty chat update. Four major things are happening that are affecting our lives and finances, and I guess it matters as far as budgeting is concerned. It matters a lot. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing, my employer match changed. So I work for a nonprofit, and it's a hospital, a children's hospital, and they have lost apparently too much money recently. So as a cost-cutting thing, they decided that they were going to lower our retirement employer match from 5% down to 2%, which of course means my contribution is changing from 5% to 2% because I'm not contributing more money if I'm not getting a one-to-one match. So I will have more of my paychecks, which is good, right? Aside from the fact that my retirement is going to grow slower, and I'm not too pleased about that, but it is what it is. We are not at the place yet where we're investing a lot. So that is, that's that. They also said, my employer also said that we are not allowed any overtime, not even a minute, according to my manager. So there will be no extra money on paychecks unless it's holiday pay. That being said,
Speaking of which, happy Juneteenth.
Yes, but I got a temporary promotion. So we have two women that were getting ready to give birth to pregnant women in the department adjacent to mine, sort of. We share the same manager, but it's kind of two different roles. So I got essentially promoted to their role while at least the first one is on maternity leave. Possibly the second, depends on how the timing works. So for at least the next 3 months, I will be getting additional pay. I will be paid more, which is good. It's also more responsibility, and I don't know when it's going to end because this is dependent on pregnancy situations. So that is my news and how my life is changing, my financial life. And let's get into Wynn's financial situation and life update.
Part 3. My aunt's living situation is changing because her situation, her finances are changing, and so her living situation will need to change before too long. What that means in practical terms is that her overall savings, even after selling her home, is down to where she will only be able to afford a couple more years of the place that she's living at now, which is fantastic. The place she's living at is fantastic, but it does cost about $6,000 a month, and she only gets about $3,000 of fixed income a month. So the maths just not in her favor. I suppose that's the math not mathing.
Correct.
So the math does not math. Sorry. What this means in practical terms is that we have to find alternate living arrangements for her. My twin sister and I have gotten started on that. We did have to clarify that this can't directly impact our finances because we don't have it like that. What am I missing?
Well, part of this whole thing is this is where we don't want to be.
Oh, yes. Okay. So my aunt spent all her life working hard and saving up, but she did have in mind that she'd be taken care of, at least for part of her twilight years. And while we are ready to do our best to support her in managing her finances, we never signed on for that. And that is a legacy that, a generational legacy that we are cutting hard right here. We are never going to put my boys in that situation. The whole point of this channel, now that it occurs to me, has been to model best practices for budgeting, for financial planning, for investing. We're not up to the investing yet, but we will get there. And when the time comes, we are going to be saved up and situated so that the boys don't have to pay for us. And that will be the legacy we leave to them.
And the boys won't have to have that hard decision of like having a conversation about downgrading our lifestyle.
Correct. We will be handling it well in advance.
Yes.
And finally, part of what we've been discussing for a while has been saving up and budgeting and setting aside for rollover so that we could plan our budgets in advance and plan them based off of actual paychecks, not just estimations of what's coming up next. Part of why we did that is because last summer was a very special kind of nightmare where I was not employed the whole time and it ate badly into Bo's savings. I made a promise that I would not do that to her again, which is why we've been budgeting so carefully to avoid a situation like that repeating this summer, and part of why I had a job lined up when the summer began. Having said that, the job was in direct sales. They made a good case for how they do sales and advancing me into lower management. And through the first week of training, all that checked out. A lot of confirmation of the same thing and getting me ready for the direct sales that I would need to do in order to bump myself up quickly to lower management. Only to find out Monday that when I was trained for the sales, their ways of going about getting these sales done did not line up with what they told me, and does not line up with how I talk to people at all whatsoever. So I made the choice with Bo. We talked it out, and the anxiety of trying to do a job that just does not work was not worth holding on to that job. I have several interviews lined up and will have a job no doubt by this time next week. Specifically, I say that because the assistant principal at the school I worked at had actually asked me to participate in summer programming. So I just need to confirm with her this week that that's still going on. But that aside, one way or another, I'm going to have a job soon, because what we're not going to do is go another whole summer like that. It can't be done.
Right. And also, part of the issue, there's a couple of financial reasons why this job was not great. One, the sales team, like when you're working in sales, you don't get a guaranteed paycheck. You get a guaranteed paycheck when you're lower management.
Yeah. So
he would have to work these days. What were the hours? It was like 9:30.
So 9:30 training started and ends at 11, and then they give you an hour and a half to get to the training site, or to the sales site, and then you're 12:30 to 7 o'clock.
And then you have to come back home and have another meeting.
Yes, a wrap-up meeting. So yes. That's, my day is blocked out from 9:30 to 7:30.
Yes.
Didn't sign up for that.
10-hour days, at least 5 days a week, with no guaranteed paycheck. And also, with those hours, he would not be able to pick the kids up from summer school. So we'd have to pay for after school care. and also him not having a guaranteed paycheck. So that was not a good idea for us. Working at their school is a much better plan, and this job was a nightmare, and
She doesn't have to say she told me so. She didn't know quite how many reasons it wasn't going to work, but she did warn me that this was not the best fit for a summer. She was just very supportive and encouraging when she saw that I was taking a chance at making things work out as well as I could. But this was not a fit.
No, not by any means.
And this was a lesson learned the hard way.
If for no other reason, the sunburn.
Oh yeah. Here, you can tell. It was bad. It was worse earlier.
Yeah.
This is healed win. It was not good.
Yeah, it was scary. It's like over 90 degrees out, and a whole thing. So these
97 actually.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. And basically, it's like being a door-to-door salesman. It's not
Basically nothing. It was door-to-door sales.
I was trying to be positive about it.
She really was.
Yeah.
To her credit.
So yeah, it's not great. It's not great. But because we are a month ahead with our rollover, we don't actually have to worry about money for the next month at least. So that's good. That being said, Win still needs to work.
Yes. Immediately.
Yes. So that we can kind of hit the ground running when the summer ends, because a lot of things are going to come up financially and we need to be in a good place. So here's hoping we don't run out of money this summer like we did last summer. What's that?
Yep. Time to wake up. Got to get more work. Got to keep this train moving.
Yeah. Because
budget beats broke every time.
Yep.
And we're not going there.
Never forget that you deserve financial stability. This chaos is not the way. So budget carefully, y'all. I love you. Bye.